My name is Richard Whitemore. I'm 71 years old, and one of the most expensive mistakes I ever made in my life had nothing to do with business. It was love. I ignored her relationship with money because I was emotionally attached to who she made me feel like when life was easy. That mistake cost me years of peace, emotional exhaustion, financial pressure, and a version of myself I barely recognized by the end of it. And the painful truth is, most men do not realize they are building a future with the wrong woman until responsibility finally enters the relationship. Because love can blind a man temporarily, but pressure reveals everything. And honestly, most men do not realize this until they are already emotionally attached, financially trapped, exhausted, and years into a relationship they should have questioned much earlier. When I was younger, I thought love was enough. I really believed that. I thought chemistry mattered more than compatibility. I thought passion could overcome poor decisions. I thought if two people loved each other strongly enough, everything else would eventually work itself out. That belief cost me years of peace. The woman I fell in love with was beautiful in a way that made people stop and stare when she entered a room. Confident, charming, full of energy, the kind of woman who could make ordinary moments feel exciting. And in the beginning, that excitement distracted me from everything else. I ignored things that should have concerned me early. Not huge things at first, small habits, the way she spent money emotionally, the way she bought things whenever she felt stressed, the way she constantly chased experiences instead of stability, the way she treated discipline like punishment instead of protection. But when you are in love, you explain away warning signs. You tell yourself she's young, she'll mature, she means well, it's not serious. I said all those things to myself, and slowly those small habits became our lifestyle. That is the dangerous thing about relationships. You rarely notice destruction while it is happening gradually. At first it feels manageable. Then one day you wake up emotionally tired, financially pressured, mentally drained, wondering how your life became so heavy. I remember one particular night very clearly. I came home after one of the most stressful weeks of my career. A major deal had collapsed unexpectedly. Cash flow was tightening. People inside my business were nervous. Everybody needed answers from me at the same time. I was carrying pressure from every direction. And when I opened the front door that night, I did not walk into peace. I walked into another problem. Packages everywhere. Arguments waiting for me. Complaints, emotions, stress spending. She had spent money we genuinely could not afford to waste at the time. And what hurt most was not even the money itself. It was realizing she still did not understand the seriousness of our situation. That moment stayed with me for years because it forced me to confront something painful. Some people know how to enjoy a life being built, but have absolutely no idea how to help build it. That difference changes everything inside marriage. A relationship becomes very dangerous when one person is carrying the future while the other person is only consuming the present. And many men stay trapped in those relationships because they are emotionally attached to beauty, chemistry, history, or potential. I understand that more than most people think, because I stayed longer than I should have too. Not because I was weak, because I loved her. That is the part many young men never understand until life teaches them personally. Love can make intelligent men ignore obvious truths, especially men who believe they can fix everything through hard work. I kept telling myself if I work harder, things will stabilize. If I make more money, the pressure will disappear. If I stay patient, she'll eventually change. But problems built on mindset rarely disappear on their own. Money only magnifies who people already are. Pressure exposes character. I learned that the hard way. During difficult periods, disciplined people become calmer. Emotionally mature people become more strategic. Strong people simplify their lives, but irresponsible people usually become more emotional, more impulsive, more chaotic. And chaos inside a home destroys a man slowly. People talk a lot about toxic relationships emotionally, but very few people talk about financial chaos inside relationships. I have seen successful men lose businesses, health, confidence, focus, peace, because they built a future with somebody who lacked discipline entirely. And the dangerous part is this: the relationship often looks normal from the outside. People see the vacations, the smiles, the photos, the luxury. They do not see the pressure quietly destroying the foundation underneath everything. I remember sitting in my car alone one night after another argument about money. It was late, rain hitting the windshield, phone silent, mind exhausted. And for the first time in my life, I asked myself a question I'd been avoiding for years. Am I building a future or constantly repairing one? That question changed me permanently, because deep down, I already knew the answer. There is a kind of loneliness many men experience silently inside relationships, not because they are physically alone, because they realize the person beside them cannot emotionally carry pressure with them. That realization ages a man internally, especially ambitious men, because ambitious men already carry enormous weight privately: responsibility, expectations, financial pressure, leadership, uncertainty. The wrong relationship multiplies that burden. The right relationship reduces it. And once you experience both, you never forget the difference. Years later, I met somebody completely different. She was calmer, more grounded, less interested in appearances. She respected money, not greedily, wisely. She understood restraint. She understood planning. She understood peace. And for the first time in my life, I experienced what it felt like to build with somebody instead of constantly recovering from somebody. That changed the way I viewed love forever, because real partnership is not built only on attraction, it is built on alignment, especially during difficult seasons. Anybody can love you during comfort. Pay attention to who they become during uncertainty. That reveals everything. One wealthy man I knew told me something years ago that stayed in my mind permanently. He said, "Marriage is not expensive because women are expensive. Marriage becomes expensive when emotional immaturity enters the relationship." At the time, I thought he sounded harsh. Now I understand exactly what he meant. Immaturity is expensive, chaos is expensive, impulsiveness is expensive, poor emotional control is expensive, and eventually somebody always pays for it. Usually the man carrying the responsibility. That is why I tell younger men, watch how a woman behaves around money before you ever think about marriage. Not because money matters more than love, but because pressure eventually visits every relationship on earth, every single one. And when that pressure arrives, love alone is usually not enough. If this message reached something deep inside you, write "peace over chaos" in the comments. And if you know one young man building a future with somebody draining his peace quietly, share this video with him. Subscribe if you want more honest conversations about masculinity, relationships, discipline, wealth, and human nature, drawn from real-life experiences, a piece of warning I reserved only for my sons, because most men learn these lessons too late. From my heart to yours, Richard Whitemore.